strides recently, especially over these past 3 games. What do you think has gone into him turning on the Jets, and then what do you think he needs to do just to be more consistent through all 4 quarters of the game?
I think the biggest thing is, well, I mean, he's dedicated and all that, does all the work and things like that. I think one thing, so I think he's got a little improvement himself, but I think that we're protecting better. I think the receivers are good, you know, and more in tune with him. I think we've improved in other phases, which I think makes him look like he's improved, which he has, but I think utilizing the weapons around a quarterback is the single most important thing they do, and so I think that he's better at doing that.
Coach, Jameer Calvin had 2 touchdown receptions this weekend. That's his first since the very first game of the season. What improvements have you seen from him?
He's been a steady guy. I think sometimes the ball, you know, just finds you at certain times, certain places, but he's been steady. I thought coming into camp, he's been really good as far as kind of an example to the others because he caught a lot of balls and he'd been in a lot of games, and so yeah, so he's very poised, especially that one he caught, which was awfully tough to catch, which was behind him, and he just kind of airborne and caught it. And had to come off really quick, otherwise that guy was going to tip it. I think, when I think of Calvin, I just think of a steady guy that I also think some of the younger players have followed.
Coach, now that you've had time to watch film of the Auburn game in the second half, were there any adjustments that you saw defensively where things changed, or was it just the matter of the way the guys were playing to be able to shut Auburn down?
Us defensively, well, we were right there the first half, I thought. I thought we got better on third down. You know, it's like everything was just sort of a foot or two away the first half. We just didn't react very quick. I thought biggest thing, we lined up and came out of our stances rather than, you know, we're kind of the confused guys with a certain amount of doubt, you know.
What's going on, Mike? What's the best way to kind of make sure that your team can stay rolling? Because after a win like that, down 28-3, a very emotional win like that, what's kind of the best way to keep your team like not distracted, I guess, after that, especially when you play an opponent like Tennessee State coming up right afterwards?
I think practice well, you know, and I think within the locker room there's got to be a commitment to practice well. You know, I mean, you know, if you're fully engaged in practice, then I think that's one of the biggest keys.
And what's your confidence in Nolan McCord after not just this Saturday, but after, you know, practice and all that good stuff?
He's progressively getting better. Kicks real well in practice, and you know his day's coming. So, yeah.
Danny?
Coach, just talk about have you followed Eddie George's football career at all, and what do you think of him as a coach up there at Tennessee State?
No, I think everybody's followed his career, especially on the field. You know, as a coach, I'm kind of one game at a time, and you know, it looks like he's definitely doing some good things, some good schemes, and kind of aggressive. And you know, shoot, I'm excited that he chose to coach. You know.